Blessings, 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 blessings. This is Reverend Valerie Love coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, Las Vegas, Nevada. How incredible is that? I'm here for a conference all week, and it is 4 a.m. for me here. Woke up at 3 a.m. to prepare, have my meditation before beginning the day. And I may go back to sleep before the day. Okay. We've got to set up our clubhouse room. So I'm looking at my phone because we are inviting our clubhouse family to join us. And we're here every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. God morning, God morning, God morning. Good morning. So today is, of course, Miracles lesson 319. 319. So here we go. We're calling in our God morning, God morning, God morning. Lesson 319. We have been here for 319 days straight, and we have been growing and loving together and manifesting our highest and best lives and doing the work and being all we are created to be. We've been doing all that and more for 319 days straight. So as you come on in, get settled in, begin your deep breathing. We're bringing up our clubhouse family as well. Let's see, 4 a.m. Okay. And we'll begin in just a moment. God morning, God morning. God morning, God morning, God morning. It's a beautiful day. All right, the clubhouse family is intact. We do this every morning for 365 days straight. This is day 319. We are here every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on 4 platforms live. We're on the Valerie Love YouTube channel. You can get to the Valerie Love YouTube channel by going to ValerieLoveTV.com. We're on the Christian Witches YouTube channel, and to the almost 86, I think, new subscribers we have on the Christian Witches channel in the last 28 days. Woohoo! Christian Witches channel growing like gangbusters. I love it. The Christian Witches channel, you can get to it by going to ChristianWitchesTV.com. And we're live on Reverend Valerie Love, the Facebook fan page. And we're live in the Christian Witches Club on Clubhouse. So we're live in 4 places every morning, just in case one place seems a little strange or wonky. Go to another place because you know how technology is, and we want this to spread far and wide because this is good stuff for good people like all of us. Be sure to share. And if you desire to gift for any of these episodes, they're not free, yet they are no cost in money, right? Yet they're not free because you expend your energy to be here, your attention, your intention. And this is a beautiful gift to the world, to the whole world. Also, if you look below this vid or somewhere around this vid, wherever the description is, I'm giving a big thank you to all our members on the YouTube channel. No ads running on any of these episodes. Big love to all our members on the YouTube channel that pay $4.99 a month and receive books galore. There's a library in there when you join us as a member of the channel. And you get to get everything before it is sent out. Okay. Okay, Brother Amir Otto. Please, family, send the healing light and love to our sister Alina Brown for speedy recovery and restoration. Okay, I didn't know Alina was not well. Thank you so much for letting us know that. We absolutely is sending love. Everyone send love to Alina. We know her. We love her. She is a member of this family, and we uphold her in the light and love of God for perfection. Thank you so much, Emir Otto, for letting us know about our sister Alina. Also, if you become a channel member, you have a library at your disposal, and you get to read the books first before other people in ebook format. Okay, in ebook format, because we can't actually send you big books in the mail because we don't have your address. YouTube has all that information, so we send you everything electronically. And hey, cuts down less trees to make less books and paper, right? And I'm noticing now that I'm making more and more books without paper. I still love paper books. I still love paper books. I do see the future that it's all digital. And so all of our bibliophiles, such as myself, I am absolutely a bibliophile. We do know that eventually they'll stop making books with paper. So it's just progress, right? It's just progress. And so you get all those books in ebook format. Also, there may be somewhere around this video a super thanks button. So for all of you who do super thanks, yay! Thank you. For all of you who send me Bitcoin on Cash App and Strike, woo, thank you. Strike is like the Bitcoin version of Cash App. You can send fast free payments over the Lightning Network. Below. Now this is Money Monday. Yesterday was Monday. Next week on Money Monday, if you still think after the spectacular blow up of XTX and Alameda and everything that was associated with them, if you still think that Bitcoin maximalists are toxic, maybe it might be a good idea to rethink that position. Bitcoin maximalists are warning people in a loud voice to get out of the building that's on fire. Yet people don't want to listen. And we have yet another, I mean, catastrophic blow up of billions of dollars in the crypto world with the exchange FTX. I'm going to talk all about it on Monday, Money Monday. I'm going to do a special Money Monday for this next week, Monday, because it's just so catastrophic. We have to talk about it. So let's have a deep breath. Breathe deeply and come home to your true self, home to the one, home to source, accessed without the aid of the five senses. This is why when we meditate, we let go of the five senses and we access source without use of the five senses. This is meditation. And without sensation and without the mind, we go to no thought. And in the no thought, in the no thingness, we remember self. We remember all. And now we give our attention to A Course in Miracles, Lesson 319. Good morning. I came for the salvation of the world. Say this to yourself. I came for the salvation of the world. Again, I came for the salvation of the world. Here is a thought from which all arrogance has been removed and only truth remains. For arrogance opposes truth. But when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately and fill up the space the ego left unoccupied by lies. Arrogance, according to the Course, says that we made up a self that seemingly is in opposition to the true self. It's impossible to be in true opposition to the real self. Yet, this is what we think we did. We made up a personality to protect ourselves. We made up defenses so we won't be attacked. We attack other people because we think they're going to attack us. So we attack them first. And on and on and on, the ego is getting us. Yet, when we choose humility and love and no more arrogance making up a self other than what God said and calling it the real self, that is also idolatry. It's putting something else in the place of your holy self, capital S self. When the ego melts back to its rightful place, because some of us had, I'll speak for myself, an inflated ego. When it melts, hiding deep feelings of insufficiency and inferiority. So, what does the ego do with that? It props itself up to try to balance the scales, yet that does not work. Get rid of the superiority and the inferiority is the answer. So, when we let the ego melt, what leaves the building? The lies, the lower mind made up about what's wrong with you and everyone else. And in the place, that could be what it means by a unclean thing standing in a holy place, right? Spoken of in Revelation, it certainly isn't metaphorically that there's this unclean, sinful sinner that we made up with the aiding and abetting us was the religions that told us this, reinforced this thought. This egoic structures were reinforced by people around us that something's wrong with you, that something's missing, and you have to go get it in the outside world. And once we begin to dismantle the lies, the arrogance leaves the building, leaving empty space. And that space is filled up with truth. Only the ego can be limited, and therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. Only the ego can be limited, therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. Anytime we let the ego do something and think that that's the thing to do, the only thing it knows to do is give you a means to do the thing that will be inherently limiting. Wow, I wish I had known that 50 years ago. I probably did when I was a kid. I probably knew that. And then we go through the trials and we find out all the fancy things that I have a bright idea, and it doesn't work, or somehow it curtails us or it limits us. And we keep wondering, why do we keep coming up, banging our head against the wall with this limiting thing? Because the ego made the plan up. And because the ego is limited, and that's the only thing that is limited, you're not limited. The ego is limited. Everything it offers will be limited. That means if you follow your lower personality's means of coming up with money, it will inherently be limited. Get a job. Oh my God, I need to get a job. Fear speaking I need to get a job. It will be inherently limited and you'll be curtailed. Everything the ego offers will be inherently limited. And it says only the ego can be limited. So it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. Those are the only aims it can even seek. That means that every aim that came from my egoic mind, do this, do that, do the other, do this, do this, do this, are coming from lack and limitation. Every one. And eventually, when do you go to higher mind and say, I'm ready for something new and limitless? Because I could come up with 1,000 bright ideas. I'm a smart puppy, sometimes too smart for my own good. And I could come up with a million things to do, a million ways to do it, a million whatevers, a million faulty plans. Oh, we're good with coming up with the next bright idea. If it came from the lower mind, it will be limiting. Not only will it be limited, it can only go so far. It will put limits on you. Oh, that's a double-edged sword. It's horrible. You see it every day. People, and if I'm not careful, oh, I will jump into that because I'm a doer and my default is jumping into action, doing. And I ask myself, am I to be doing right now or being? And most of the time, the answer is be, do, have. Be here now. That is what my inner spirit said to me for probably decades. Be here now. Okay? Be here now. Like, not in the past, not in the future, not over there with what they're doing, not minding somebody else's business, not in somebody else's lane, not in fear. Not, no, 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 no. Breathe. Breathe, beloved. Breathe. Pause. It's a PBG. Pause. Breathe. Go within. Here's the truth. This is what is always unfolding. When I PBG, I can be here now. What? And I can pray that prayer. I can state the statement. I can enunciate the words with great feeling and true curiosity of spirit. What am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say and to whom? And let the answer be given, the conscious mind, by the true self. The true self will activate the body temple to do the best and highest things that will get the best and highest results that will not be limited or limiting to anyone or anything. I need to plug up. Hold for a moment. Thank you. Juice. Gotta have some juice. Juice. All right. Thankfully, of which there is plenty of juice at all times. We live in an abundant universe full of electrical energy. We never even have to wonder about it. So let truth abide. Let the ego's ideas or the ego's suggestions fall by the wayside. The ego thinks that what one gains, totality must lose. It does think that if you gain something, somebody else lost something. And yet it is the will of God. I learned that what one gains is given unto all. What I gain, everyone gains. rabbis were having dinner, and both of them were Kabbalah teachers, teachers of the Kabbalah, as our Jewish brothers and sisters call it. And they were eating and enjoying this lovely meal, and there was this bread, and this bread was a particular kind of bread that they both loved. It was so wonderful. And the restaurant had completed the bread. There was no more. And on the table was this one last piece of bread after while they were enjoying their meal. And one rabbi said to the other, you have the bread. And the other one said, no, I insist you have the bread. And so finally, one rabbi was able to convince the other rabbi to take the bread, enjoy the bread. And so the rabbi who ate the bread enjoyed the bread. Yes? And the ego says, this is the ego, you lost a piece of bread. You lost something, because somebody else got it and you didn't. In supernatural terms, in this Kabbalah story, it said they both gained because the rabbi who gave the bread did not have bread, yet he had something greater than bread. He had light. And Kabbalah teaches that your life is made up of chain links. A link that's your family, a link that's your love life, a link that's your health, a link that's your money, links, your kids. Your life is made up of a link, chain link. And one of those links is the weakest link. It could be your health. It could be your money. That's your curriculum. That's your training. That's your why you came to planet, to give attention to that link, because the other ones are probably doing well. Maybe it's your family, or maybe your love life has been your greatest teacher. Nothing's against you. Everything's for you. It's just been your greatest teacher. That weak link benefits from light. So what the Kabbalists teach is that weakest link, when you do something like insist that the other person have the bread, have the this, have the that, whatever it is, stabbing the egoic mind, saying, I just lost something, I don't have it, you got it, I don't have it. You have something far more than bread. He had light. And what Kabbalah teaches is that every time you do an act like this or think a thought like this, because Kabbalists teach that every thought creates either an angel or a demon. Every thought. Same thing the Course says, every thought is a heaven or hell thought. There are no neutral thoughts. They're all saying the same thing. So they say an angel and a demon to give you a visual of how to be watchful of the mind. Like, oh my goodness, did I just create an angel or a demon? It's not to scare you. It's for us to be hyper aware, present. And so Kabbalah teaches that when you do something proactive, you give something to someone and you're killing the lower self, because the lower self says, mine, I want it. No, I, me. And, the lower self is like a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old is not evil. It's just like Jordan Peterson said, a 2-year-old is the most violent person on planet Earth. They will bite you. They will kick you. They will roll around on the floor. They will break things. A 2-year-old is the most violent person in existence. And some people are actually afraid of their 2-year-olds. They really are. You can tell in stories and things like that. No restraint, no nothing. Well, that 2-year-old energy is useful for certain things. You're supposed to navigate your way through to and realize, oh, that's not the best way for me to get things. That it's a stage. Some people kind of get stuck in that stage a little bit because how they were dealt with at 2 was not helpful. Anyway, that when you do something, you're stabbing the lower self to let it know it cannot be in charge. And we've got to do this. And you've got to do it in no uncertain terms. No, you're not in charge. The divine self is in charge. The divine self that is all, has all, knows all, loves all, the all is in charge. The all, the all, the all. Because that other self will try to, when you're not looking, try to jump in and drive the car. And off into the ditch we go again. So that little 2-year-old, no, mine, stabbing, whatever. We've got to draw our attention from that and put our attention intentionally. You must intentionally go up. If you do nothing, the default is down. Don't meditate, you're crazy. That's how it works. If I don't meditate, I just turn into a nut. I turn into a lunatic. That is the default. If you don't do anything constructive for yourself. So you would have to intentionally master clearing the mind so that you can experience the true default, which is bliss, the true universe, right? If you don't master your mind, you don't meditate, you don't master your body, you don't master your mouth, you don't master your attention, called focus. If you don't master any of those, you'll be a victim. And you'll get pretty beat up until you make a different choice. It's not because the universe is beating you up. It's not. It's because we're making choices, pardon me, that are not the highest and best choices. Therefore, we're getting the harvest so that we can see, oh, I need to go up. Well, Kabbalah teaches that if you do all this mighty work, it's called the great work. In magic, it's called the great work. And it is symbolized by alchemy. This is alchemy of the soul. You are literally turning lead into gold. This is not an easy thing to do, and it's not for wimps. This is for spiritual badasses, right? When you do this great work that's done on yourself, no one else, this great work, and you intentionally say, you take the bread and really mean it the best you can. The lower self is like, right? Melting down. And you stay steady in the love and in the knowing that in the all, you enjoyed the bread just as much because you got there to sit and see your friend eating the bread and loving the bread. And what I give to myself. And every gift to everyone is a gift. Any gift to anyone is a gift to everyone. This is what the all teaches us. Well, when you do that, when you do all of that, and you do it the best you can, we won't be perfect with it. We do it the best we can. That light, you're generating light. You're generating cosmic light. This is the light body. You're activating the Merkaba or the Merkaba, however you would like to call it. It's said different ways. You're activating your light body. And when you do that, that light goes to the weakest link in your chain. When I got that, I said, oh, whoa, psh, mind blown. So people try to fix their money situation with money solutions. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to work that way. Because your money problems are not money problems. We always say it's not about money. Money problems begin in the mind. So while you could work harder, you could get some more skills, you could do this, you could do that. If you do not change your mind while you do those things, you'll have the same result. And you may even be more exhausted. Pardon me. You may even do more and have less. It's quite possible to do that. You want to tap into the largesse of the universe, into the all. See, I can remember when my mind was so limited that staying in a place like where I stay now, different places where I stay now, traveling the way I travel now, doing the things that I do now, would be unheard of to that Valerie. So, do you think if these things that I experience now are unheard of by that Valerie, how could that Valerie have gotten me here? She had to die. And then the next Valerie had to die. And then the next Valerie had to die. Because the spirit self is not a Valerie. The spirit self is the all. The spirit self is no individuation at all. The spirit self is pure energy. The spirit self is light, limitless, infinite. So, how can your mind get you there when your mind only knows what it knows? It doesn't know everything. However, that's capital M mind does know everything. So, where are we coming from? Are we coming from the lower mind, or are we coming from divine mind in everything we do? When you're talking to your boo, are you coming from, and can you tell where you're coming from? Is there awareness? Oh, right now I'm coming from my lower mind. Boo, I'll be right back. Let me redo that again. Go out the door, have a PPG, pause, breathe, go then, and into the door again and say, higher mind, take over. Higher mind, higher mind, here you go first. Higher mind is compassionate. Higher mind will cause us to be in love. Higher mind will cause us to be in power and strength. People think, if you're in all this love and compassion and kindness, people just run over you. No, kindness is a superpower. Graciousness is a superpower and super attractive. Ooh, super attractive. It's magnetic. It draws things to you. So let us be acutely aware of when we are coming from the lower mind and when we are coming from divine mind. And yet it is the will of God. I learned that what one gains is given unto all. That cuts out all jealousy. It cuts out all competition. It cuts out all comparison. It cuts out all lack. It cuts out all wanting, because when one person gets a gift, we all got the gift. Here's our prayer. Father, your will is total. The will of this universe is total. In the goal, which stems from it, shares its totality. It has total goals. The ego's aims are limited and limiting. The aims of God is salvation for all. What aim but the salvation of the world could you have given me? That's the only aim. Everyone is home. And what but this could be the will myself has shared with you. The true will at the core of all of us is that everyone is happy, that everyone is whole. It's where all charities come from, that we desire to do something good and wonderful for our fellow man. It's where all relationships come from. We know we came here to save each other. We came here to help each other. Save each other from what? A dying planet? No. Save each other from what? War? No. Save each other from ourselves, our minds. This is the salvation of the world. It takes place in the 6 inches between the ears. This is where the salvation of the world occurs. And when this is straight and aligned, it causes us to take actions that are aligned and that are inherently loving and limitless. Lesson 319, I came for the salvation of the world. Say that. It's a statement of truth, not of arrogance. I came for the salvation of the world. I came for the salvation of the world. Hey, Max. Hey, Max, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here for a conference all week this week. Authors, I'll be in the room today with 2,000 authors. This is just such a dream come true. Such a dream come true. Family, there's something I want to recommend to you that I've been watching on Netflix. It's called Ancient Apocalypse. Okay, I came for the salvation of the world. That's right, God's Garden Girl. That's right. This is a show on Netflix. Watch this show on Netflix. It's called Ancient Apocalypse with Graham Hancock. Many people talk about Graham Hancock like, oh my goodness. Some people love him. Obviously, millions of people love him because they follow him. Yes, Max, can you imagine? Max, at 2,000 authors would be in the room with you. Okay. Max, I just got that. I just got that. God bless. So Graham Hancock is doing a series called Ancient Apocalypse. And I don't know if anyone's watching it. Let me know in the chat. Are you watching this show? This is a show every spiritual person would probably want to watch if you're into ancient mysteries and what are our roots and what is our connection to the stars. This series talks about more ancient sacred sites on this planet than I could even fathom. And I've been to a few of the ancient sites on this planet, from Teotihuacan to Uxmal to Chichen Itza, the pyramids of Giza. In Peru, something is going on. Something happened on this planet that people don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk. It just upsets the status quo too much. It upsets the status quo that we were hunter-gatherers 6,000 years ago, which I never really believed in, the whole hunter-gatherer thing. And then all of a sudden we can make these huge monuments. I never believed the whole caveman thing. I never believed the hunter-gatherer thing. They just didn't fit together. But they did sound like imaginative stories made up by people who were looking at the evidence and wanting to come up with a comprehensive story. And then they taught it to us in history books. They said they taught that from the 1800s up to 2010. From the 1800s to 2010, they taught a lie to everyone who was in school. And it ended in 2010. It's like, well, we can't keep saying this because it's so easy for people to just look it up and see it's patently false. Humanity did not start here 6,000 years ago, family. We did not. We have cave paintings that are 80,000, 100,000 years old. We have structures in Africa that are 200,000 years old. Things are not as they seem. Ooh, God's Garden Girl, I love that. She said a spiritual Big Bang is happening. Oh, when I saw Graham Hancock on Netflix, I was like, oh, we're in different territory right now. Because Graham Hancock, yes, you would see him on Gaia. Yes, you would see him on YouTube. Graham Hancock, who wrote Fingerprints of the Gods, wrote 20-something books on his ancient research about these ancient megalithic structures, our ancient roots, the connection to the stars. Millions of people have bought his books. He's gone all around the world speaking and sharing these truths with people for 35, 40, 50 years, I believe. And now he's on Netflix. This show is astounding. It is so well done. And it is just a beautiful, beautiful ode to not only Graham Hancock and the work of Graham Hancock, it's a beautiful ode to truth wins in the end. Oh, he said, you can look me up on Wikipedia and it'll say pseudoscientist. It'll say a liar, archaeology, just crazy. He said crazy things. Put your tinfoil hat on, king of the tinfoil hats. Except that would be okay, except if every conspiracy theory just about turns out to be true. Why did all the conspiracy theories in 2020 and 2021? That's a conspiracy theory. Take off your tinfoil hat. How come they turned out to be true? Oh my goodness. Family. What's the movie name? It's not a name of, it's not a movie, it's a show. And I'll put it here in the chat. It is called Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix with Graham Hancock. Look it up. And family, you want to watch things like this because you want to see how there were. Now, remember, truth sets us free. They're lying to us and telling us this big story about global warming. I don't know if the bots hear this, they might put a little label under the video or something. You know how YouTube, I'm going to give feedback on that little knowledge panel. Don't fucking babysit me. Let me figure out what I want to figure out. We had a knowledge panel under here. Maybe something this person is saying should, well, at least I'll take that over full out ban cancellation. All these companies, they're about to get sued up the wazoo. Anyway, over 2020 and 2021, the lawsuits are just all stacking up in the courts. Anyway, and the U.S. government is being sued too. And I like the lawsuits that came out about 2020 and 2021 because supposedly all of our amendment rights in the United States, they were put in place so that the government could not overstep its bounds. So because the government knows that they're bound by all these amendments, they say, well, we won't do it. We'll get somebody else to do it for us. So it has the collusion, which we know, between the government, big pharma, all social media platforms, quote unquote, the people that like to pretend that they're big until they remember that people have the power. The people have always had the power, and the power always is with the people. The power is nowhere else. Power to the people. The people always have the power, and you always see a small group of elites think that they have the power and do crazy shit, and the people rise up and overthrow them. The people, it happens over and over and over and over in history. It's like clockwork. It even happens on a cycle. Read The Fourth Turning. Read that book, The Fourth Turning. Exactly how I feel. I don't need your guidance and fact check. Exactly, I'm grown. Read this book, The Fourth Turning. It will blow your mind. It happens on a schedule. It happens on an actual schedule. Catastrophe, then this, then that, then the people rise up. The people are always going to rise up. The people will not let themselves be enslaved. The people will not let themselves be told what to do long term. You cannot enslave anyone, anywhere. I think one day we're going to understand this. But no, the egoic structures in certain people's minds make them believe that they can tell you what to do. Do you know that there are actually people on the planet that think they can tell you what to do? And they think that you should listen to them. Wow. I find this to be absurd and ludicrous when God is you and God is me. Everybody's God. Everyone's equally powerful. Yet we give our power over to people that think, oh, Bill Gates, oh, Warren Buffett, oh, they're so powerful. They made so much money. Something in Western society, yes, Soul Whisper, something in Western society has us lauding people that have more money than you. Why? When you don't even know the means that they got that money. No. Think for yourself. You are a sovereign being. Act like it. Listen to no one. Self, capital S self, is the only guide, the only true guide. If capital S self doesn't tell me to do it, I'm not doing it. Get a jab, get another jab, get the snake bite, get another snake bite, get another snake bite, get another snake bite, get a snake bite every year. Fuck you. Do you see that these people have made billions from you? And in 5 years from now, they're going to be like, late night on TV. Did you have the blood snake bite by this company? I don't want to say it because it triggers the bots. You may be entitled to. It's going to be a class action lawsuit for all of it. I mean, we are. Don't we understand how this goes? Okay, give you another example. Do you all remember? I forget the name of it. Help me with the name of it. What was that thing that they made up that they told women to put it up inside of you to prevent babies? And the doctor put it in and it stayed in there for like, this wasn't the one that they put inside the womb. This was the one they put inside the vagina. And it had a string that came out so that you could pull it out anytime you want to. What was the name of that thing? I forget the name of it. Hundreds of thousands of women, I think millions of women use it. I looked at that contraption. I was like, no, hell no. Capital S self was told me. Mm-mm. And it wasn't mad. It wasn't angry. It was just like, no, like, it's not like, does this register as truth? That's why a pendulum is so helpful for you. Just look, I have one right over here. Just bring it with you everywhere you go. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be some kind of special, super special pendulum. It just so happens that this one is a crystal. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And it'll just tell you yes or no. Just hold it over the snake bite. If you are not super connected to divine mind, all good. Get a pendulum. It's like a dowsing rod. Is this good for me? Yes or no? Nope. Okay. IUD. Come on, Amir Otto. Later on, the thing is illegal now. Later on, they found out that this thing was so horrible. Women were getting infected. If you know the vagina, you know the vagina is a self-cleaning oven. You're not supposed to put anything in the vagina and leave it in there for long periods of time. The string that was coming out, or the little thing that came out, it had like a netting around it or whatever, some contraption they built in a laboratory, and it had little cuts on it. It would get, use. And then bacteria would get in there. Women were getting all kinds of bacterial infections, endometriosis, couldn't have babies. Why? Why do you have to do all that? We women, let's not be crazy women. We gave our wombs and vaginas to men to take care of. And if you think I'm going to give them, now I can give my womb and my vagina to a man to pleasure. I'm taking care of my vagina. Men don't have vaginas or wombs. And they're making all this shit up. So how do you think? How is this supposed to work? How is it going to be good for you? I told my daughter, stay away from both my daughters, stay away from all that. I'm going to tell my granddaughter to, don't even have a man deliver your baby. Man can't deliver a baby. Years ago, we knew all this. We knew all this years ago. We only had women who were midwives. We all went in a red tent every month when we had our periods, because if you live with a group of women, the intelligence of the yoni and the womb is such that it will align with all the other wombs near it. You're telling me that the womb is a superconductor of information, and the yoni is, these dumb materialists think, well, a yoni is just a yoni. Well, we just learned it has bacteria, it has this, it has that. Well, we can just make up something and it should work. And then why do all these people line up and raise their hand like, I'll be a volunteer for your Frankenstein experimental shit? Give it to me. Stop. Why do people keep doing this? They keep doing it. And then here comes a lawsuit. We already know how this ends. Why are people doing it? If you were in love and not fear, you wouldn't do it. Okay. I almost got about to change my mind. Good for you. Good for you. Just, if you can't pendulum it, right? If you can't pendulum it, just ask yourself, higher mind, is this good? And you'll just hear a yes or a no. Nope. Okay, I'll go the other direction. You don't need an explanation. Well, because women got all these horrific experiences from the thing, they banned the thing. And now all the women that are hurt, but how much money did they make from selling it to people and putting it into people? Now, who's stuck with the lasting consequences of it? Who's suffering? The people that made it? No, and they get to keep all the money because they get indemnity from the government. I mean, do we not see how this game is played? These people get indemnity from the government. You can't even sue over a vaccine. You can't even be, oops, sorry, cancel on the V word, the snake bite. You can't even sue. Do you realize they have indemnity? If something happens to you, oh, well, you're fucked for life. Maybe we'll give you 40,000. Now go away. Bye. When we can't stay billionaires, why? It boggles my mind that anybody even still goes to a doctor. It boggles my mind that anyone still has the iota or modicum of trust in these people. These people are fraudulent liars, murderers, and let me not judge. Let me not judge. I got to say this. If you don't wake up, you are going to be used as someone's guinea pig or pincushion. Wake the fuck up. Just like I said in that video, that video was probably made 8-10 years ago. One day something said, wake the fuck up. I was like, oh my goodness, that's the video? Yep. Wake the fuck up in every area of your life. Wake up in education. Don't send your children to the state-sponsored school to be indoctrinated to be a pawn of the state. Don't send your children to the doctor every 3 months. You got to get this shot. I was an obedient little parent. Bring your kid here every 3 months. This is the schedule. We're going to, okay. I didn't know better. Now I do. No. Right? Destroyers of life. That's exactly right, Celine. These people don't mean you any good. Your doctor, even if your doctor wanted to be good, which I'm sure the doctors and nurses do want to be good. I know a lot of wonderful doctors and nurses. They are in a system that is corrupt, faulty, and not at all about health and well-being. It is about disease management, making as much money as they can, giving you as many pills as they can. That's what it has nothing to do with health. And it left the health field a long time ago. It has nothing to do with health. Do not entrust your mind and your body and your children to this establishment. Listen to Fred Hampton. Listen to Fred Hampton. Go back and listen to some of those Fred Hampton stories. The Black Messiah. Go listen to him. Because he was telling you the truth in the 60s. But did we want to? And what did they do? Killed him too. Shot him dead right in his bed. Do you think people want you to think for yourself? Do you think people want you to know you have all the power? Do you think churches want you to know you have all the power? Do you think the political establishment wants you to know you have all the power? Do you think that the medical establishment wants you to know that you have all the power to heal your body within your mind? Do you think these people want you to know you have all the power? Always had it, always will. They don't have power over you, period. You have power over you. You have healing power in your body for your body. You have power in yourself. You are a sovereign being. You're a sovereign being. A friend of mine is going through cancer. She tells me yesterday that the tube in her chest is dangerous and they lawsuits with this device, but the doctor put it in her anyway. You think I would lay there and let the doctor put something like that inside of me? Oh my goodness. Tell her to get some help. Tell her the first thing she needs to do, or would be helpful to do, is turn within. What's going on? And you don't have to be super spiritual. You don't have to be religious and know how to do meditation. None of that. Everyone has intuition. Everyone has a gut feeling like, is this good for me? And it tells you, Then, because we don't trust ourselves and we don't even have a modicum of faith in ourselves, please send her to this video, Ashley. Please send her to this video. Because we don't trust ourselves and we don't have a modicum of faith in ourselves, we don't even think that the universe is going to show us another way to make us healthy. The universe is going to show you another way, unless you just don't want to be on the planet anymore. Now, if you don't want to be on the planet anymore, then all you do is you'll come up with something that'll take you out, because you don't want to be on the planet anymore unconsciously. So therefore you choose something to take you off the planet because you're ready to drop your body avatar. And it wouldn't be acceptable just to say to your family, I'm done here. I'm good. I'm going back to source. No, you can't do that. Like in many other places, it's acceptable for you when you're ready to go, like a lot of monks, they just go into a meditation and say, I'm done here. Okay. We'll talk to you when you're on the other side. They just go into a meditation and 3 days later, they rose up out of their body and their body is sitting there still in meditation. They just put a mirror there's no breath under the monk's nose. And they know, well, he lifted up. Because it's acceptable. Long time ago, Spirit gave me the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I don't even know why I had that book. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. We're all going to drop our body avatar. Why not do it in the way you want to, in a very honorable way? You don't have to be jabbed away or burned away or radiated away or cut away. You don't have to be bleed out. You don't have to have any of that drama. You can simply say, I'm complete. That's exactly what Sadhguru's wife did. I'm complete here. Right? People are complete here. Chadwick Boseman was complete here. And it was so beautiful the way they honored the memory and the life of the avatar that we knew as Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman is an great invisible spirit. We knew him in the form as Chadwick Boseman. His name is not Chadwick Boseman in the great beyond. That was his name here. And it was such a beautiful way of honoring him in the Black Panther. I'm just so happy the way they did it. I felt like it was extremely honorable. And it honored his memory, yet it didn't soak you in too much sadness that we couldn't move the story. They had to walk a lot of fine lines with that, because if you hadn't said anything about the Black Panther and just went on with the story, or if you had came up with another Black Panther, I think they know Black people would have been riding the streets again and burned down all the targets again. You gonna come up with another Black Panther and you ain't saying nothing about Chadwick Boseman? I got the God bumps. Chadwick Boseman must be here laughing. No way. Black people would have burned down everything, okay, over some Black Panther. So, they probably had to walk it. They had to be real careful with this Black Panther. They had to be real careful. And they honored him. Black Chadwick Boseman was done. He did what he came here to do. Why can't we accept that? We couldn't accept that about my mama. My mama was done. 50 years of being a Jehovah's Witness, she saved so many people. Everybody in the world, everybody in Harlem, everybody all around the place knew Jackie McIntosh. It was hundreds of people at her funeral, at her memorial service. 2 floors in the Kingdom Hall filled up. Jackie McIntosh, legendary, iconic. My mother was iconic. My mother was a minister for 50-something years, helping everybody, saving everybody, talking to everybody know her. Jackie McIntosh. They called her Jackie Mac. When she was ready to drop her body avatar, she was like, I'm done. She did what she came here to do, and she did it splendidly. And I do not know to this day anyone that has the faith of my mother. That faith, I was like, I've just never seen faith like that. She would just go forward. It's going to work. Wow, it is, because it looks bad, Ma. It looks really bad. It's going to work. Like, she had faith like Abraham. And she used to read the Bible every day. She certainly did have that faith like Abraham. She had that. When she was done, she was done. Give people permission to be out. Parents always are going to hang around for their kids. And I'm training my kids. When I'm ready to drop this body avatar, I'm going to go into a meditation. I'm going to drop it. You don't have to go and create a bunch of drama at the doctor in the hospital. And that's all we know how to do. We don't know how to drop the body avatar in love and in a high vibration. They teach this in Tibet. They teach this to the monks. The Shaolin monks know how to do it. Right? Right, Ashley? Ashley, that's what I'm going to do too. I'm just going to go into a meditation. I'm going to gather everyone around me. I'm going to have on all white. And I'm going to be like, I'm out. I heard the call. Because people hear the call. The angel of death comes for them. And I've seen the angel of death. And the angel of death doesn't look like this grim reaper, blah, blah, blah. The angel of death is beautiful. And I've literally seen the angel of death come for people. And the angel of death comes about 6 months before the person leaves. They don't come like on the day, because they're helping you. These cosmic forces are helping you drop your body, because it's kind of hard to drop a body when you've been in it for so long. That's why it's kind of hard for people to die. If you ever seen somebody die, it just doesn't usually happen like that. It's a process for you to actually give up that body avatar and go into the great beyond. It takes a lot for you to do that. The angel of death comes and helps with that. And gives you that energy to let go and be at peace. People are always so peaceful. You ever see people die? They're just peaceful. Like they said, the last words of our iPhone guy, his last words were, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." Those were his last words. They were like, what did he see? Like he was, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And he was out. He did what he came here to do. He got us this, the iPhone. Yay. I mean, look at all the things we can do with this. This is freaking incredible. This is freaking incredible. He did it. And then he left. Maybe he came back. Maybe he won't come back. This is what I know. If you do not stand in your knowing of yourself as an infinite, beyond the body stream of energy, and conduct yourself as such, you're not going to have a good time on planet Earth. It's not going to go well for you until we come to the awareness of who we really are and conduct our lives as infinite beings of love and light. I love you. Reverend Valerie Love, ValerieLove.com. Meet me in Sedona coming up in December for the winter solstice. And you'll see the robing ceremony of our new witches who are graduating from the mystery school. Well, they're not graduating, they're our initiates. You don't graduate from a mystery school. Our initiates will be initiated at the winter solstice in Sedona. And you'll also be able to participate in a winter solstice ritual with us. Yes, every night. If you've never gone with witches every night into the woods, this is your perfect opportunity. ChristianWitches.com/events. Go there and you'll see the winter solstice. Then come with us to Mexico at the end of this year. When we complete 365 days, we're going to party like rock stars. We're going to party like it's 1999 in Mexico. When you see the beautiful places in Mexico that we're going, I was looking at all the pictures and the videos that I have from there, and I'm going to be posting a lot of it in the Soul Excursions Discord. Wow. So for that, you want to go to ValerieLove.com. For all of our trips, go to soulexcursions.org. You'll get everything. You are loved. Peace. Kaisia. See you tomorrow from Vegas.